I'll lead us off. Are we on air? Okay. Okay, money. Hello, everyone, and welcome to game week 3 of Collegiate Core Strike League Spring 2026. We've got interesting matchup here between Texas Tech University and Cloudburst, both 0-2 to start off the season, but looking to put things right, heading off into this third game, currently going through the whole shebang, starting up the map, starting up whole start a game math draft process. Looks like we're going to goo. And we will periodically have night market game one. Okay, straight up misinformation. Night market game one. Information is being drip fed to the two casters as we speak. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the picks come out and how this game ultimately shakes up.
Indeed, I'm excited to see how this goes. Um, I haven't been keeping up too much with the Cloudburst stuff, but I'm back, everyone. It's Meowsy. It's me, Meowsy. Meow. Um, and I'm excited to see you know, the Agent Rios on the goalie, the Jackstrew on the brawler, and the Just Matt one on the midfield. Meow.
That's what I'm saying. And I think Texas Tech, no slouches either. I actually see
No
these fellas a lot
slouches.
in norms, especially Saber. You're like me and Saber. We trade
Oh,
blows in those norms lobbies. We pour our hearts
norms,
out on the core
really?
strike field. I believe I've seen Saber once or twice in norms.
Okay.
Firebird, also no slouch. Have seen him around the queues firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously I think two teams that I think are really going to go at it. I can't necessarily put my finger on a winner, at least not. Okay, so especially not knowing the characters coming in, I think it'll be a tightly contested affair, and we'll see what comes of it. We
Mm-hmm.
are just still blowing through this map draft. For excuse me, for the next two games of the series after Nart Market, we'll be heading to Gates. After that, at Labs. I mean, very traditional set of maps. Could be in for longer games. I think those are conducive. Three maps, maybe minus Goo, are pretty conducive to longer ping pongy type matches, especially if we see lockdowns coming out from both sides. That said, also a lot of crazy kill potential. So we'll see if maybe these games can be put to bed quicker than I would surmise.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm pretty sure Cloudburst is tends to be more of a core control type team, so they're gonna probably be focusing on that. But I do know Saber has that the Finny. So Texas Tech could always pivot to damage if they really feel like it. If it's a damage start, so we'll see how that shakes out, given the maps and the awakenings. Meow.
Yeah, for sure. I assume the drafting happens in game, which it'll be
Um,
interesting to see. We'll have to react on the fly, be fast
I
on our feet with the
I think it
information.
does. I think it does.
Okay.
Our executive producer, Jathryn, says we will be starting momentarily, everyone.
Okay,
Um,
good.
in the meantime, we have to ask everyone, okay, have you all washed your hands today?
Like at any point today or like recently?
Today, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I generally
Okay.
do it whenever I enter a new building.
Oh, that's a good
That
idea.
at a bare minimum hand sanitizer. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely trying to wash those hands with soap and water the good old fashioned way whenever possible.
Yes, it's very old-fashioned. Okay, no one in the chat said they washed their hands today, so don't touch anything, okay? Anyway,
This is a pretty
walk
gross
us through.
stream.
Yeah, don't worry about it though. All right, walk us through what's happening here. Meow.
Walk us through. Okay. Well, we're not quite to the banning phase. I think the team comps we're seeing coming out of the side of Cloudburst probably not going to be final. We do see the X band coming out. It'll be interesting to know the awakes because do not currently have that information at our disposal, but they seem adamant that X has got to go. Likewise, the Atlas getting banned. I can understand it, especially if we are going to see this Texas Tech game team pivot towards damage, having probably the most potent healer on the pitch, off the or on in the roster off the field. It's definitely going to be beneficial. We do see the Fini locked in, presumably by Saber, which is an interest. So we're seeing an interesting. Probably this is one of the few maps where Dubu midfield is actually real, provided that the Dubu is not in between the sticks. Is between in between the sticks. So Saber and Nitro, much more traditional forward pivot than the Dubu for sure. And we're seeing heavy. So the two awakenings were spec training and glass cannon. Interestingly, the glass cannon, actually, maybe not so interestingly, glass cannon being picked up by Fani here, which means a little less potential to get those chip damage with the ult. But yeah, we'll see what comes of it. I mean, that's what came of it. Anyways,
That's what
okay.
came of it.
That's what came of it.
Yeah, a little bit of a quick point there, but hopefully Cloudburst is just having the start of match jitters here, and they're gonna, once they start getting into it, maybe these points will last a little bit longer here. Meow.
Yeah, it was a good redirect by Agent Rios there to find the outclear, which Saber was unable to leverage speed good to cover. Now, a bit of a neutral state in the play involving Matt with the blink, getting the stun onto Nitro Gaming, meaning he cannot press the offense as aggressively as he would have liked. Good redirect by Matt to shove it through the pressure in the midfield, but Jack's True unable to get onto the end of that TTU Firebird, dealing with the situation quite well. Rios just caught a little bit, unfortunately, out of possession, but does manage to hit the secondary to keep the ball out for the time being. Is now just trying to play through Matt, but Matt unable to strike it in time, meaning Nitro Gaming winning that interaction and tap it into the bottom corner for the second point of the set.
Yeah, strike warring a Kazan is pretty difficult. So yeah, it's something to look out for is if they can conquer this Kazan. Kazan notably one of the best characters at 1v1, so you really have to have a lot of coverage to get past him. Meow.
100%. I mean, Matt, great usage of the speed gate there by Matt to almost get the conversion onto the bottom barrier, but the angle is just unfortunately a bit wayward. Saber now patrolling the midfield line, trying to absolutely dump that kit onto Ancient Rios, who is unable to hold that bottom barrier, but still keeping a lot of tools up his sleeve for the inevitable defense, which will come his way, especially playing into this flip. Very scary, but great decision made to use the flip to deal with the card. Also, good timing of the clear there, somehow clutching the 2v1 off of the top corner there. Another great wait moment from Rios. A good find of the outclear, which Jack's True was able to pounce on and clean up. Unable to get any sort of offense going, though, and now the unfortunate strike timing means that Saber does find the secondary flip. Very scary, precarious situation, especially with that secondary coming out and Rios unable to get there. Meaning Nitro Gaming, again, with a simple conversion into the bottom corner to secure a pretty emphatic 3-0 in this first set for Texas Tech.
Yes, I liked a lot of those clears from Rios in that last point, but ultimately, yeah, there was just a lot of pressure on Rios there from the Texas Tech offense. Saber's gonna pick the peak performance, getting a little more speed on the Finny. Agent Rios picking some timeless creator. Maybe they want their cage to stay up a little bit longer to help their teammates with some pressure. We got size on the two brawler characters, always good, especially for these types of brawlers. And Dubu picking up extra special, gonna get the soup out more often. And then we rounded off with Just Matt taking Super Surge, a little bit more range on the blink, makes Estelle's kit a little bit easier to use. KO, help, meow.
Yeah, I think generally coming out of that draft, I think Texas Tech, I would say clear winners. Given the awakenings to pick up, we see Kazan on the build difference. So oppressive. One size, two, you're stacking on that damage. Case in point right there. There it goes for Just Matt right off the map. But Rios holding for the time being. Not quite to be, though. Good attempt at the double defense coming out from Rios and Jack True. But good conversion likewise coming out of excuse me, TTU. We also see the Dubu with that strike shot also locking in the extra special. I think we're going to see a lot more building up these boxes now that he can step up and put down this wall pressure. But of course, Fast Finny is Fast Finny. Don't need to say more about that. Now we're seeing into this first point. Matt is just unfortunately fighting for their life at every single point, it seems, being forced to play corner and getting knocked out of that corner by Nitro Gaming, who's not even necessarily playing the ball at this point, more just trying to lay that pain down onto Just Matt. But Matt, I think, surviving that interaction, straight money. But anyway, Saber there to clean up with the flip. Not too much your Mako can do on the 1v1 there, especially into a Finny who's just picked up slick kicks, peak performance and the glass cannon just going to be in a lot of places at once. So if Matt's unable to keep up, which I think given the Awakenings will be a struggle, I think it could definitely be midfield mania here for Saber.
Just getting a little low again, no evade, and is in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, as we mentioned before the match started, this Texas Tech team, because of the Finny, can really pivot to damage anytime they want to. And they, this set, have definitely chosen to do so. Meow.
Yeah, but great save by Rios, but unfortunately, once again, the interaction won by Nitro Gaming. He's able to tap it right back where Rios came from, and Mako being one of the slowest, if not the slowest character in the game. Yeah, there's not too much you can do about it. And again, almost quicker than the first. We said the second set go the way of Texas Tech, who are looking to be in cruise control, heading into what could be the decisive game-winning set. Interesting draft there. Not seeing like a lot of money from Kazan for Kazan, barring the prize fighter, which he does opt to pick up. The mobility on that Mako going to be so useful, but likewise, I mean the Deadeye Finny, I think the pain is just going to keep getting laid on.
Yeah, no one's picking up this Reptile Remedy. Maybe Jax will pick it up. Nope, going for Stinger. All right, I think Cloudburst is trying to fight back here against the Texas Tech damage, especially with this prize fighter and Deadeye pickup from the Kazan and Finny, respectively. I think we're gonna see even more damage come out. Wait, oh, sorry. Someone's not moving.
It's been an AFK happening. Oh, Nitro Gaming looking like he's back on the field and ready to go. He moved
It looked
a
like
little
they were
bit.
lagging earlier, so it could be lag.
Looks
okay.
Looks like we're going okay right back into the swing of things. Saber not needing a second invitation to take that first barrier. And now Rios in a sticky situation. Cross all that Finny ult, but managing to hold for the time being. Matt just not available for that rotate. Unfortunately, a little out of position. Saber really making things happen in spite of Nitro, who is not looking too good in the stagger department. Seeing Jax going over, trying to murk him, not quite winning the interaction though. Now we've actually got both brawlers on stagger, kind of strategically positioning in and around that speed gate, and we do see the Asher is the first to fall, and that is really scary given that we have a Kazan with now multiple prize fighter stacks. 2 prize fighter stacks on the board means the pain is just going to keep coming, all the while Saber kind of compensating for the killing and the out of positionness of that brawler by just having so much mobility to their man.
Yes. Yeah, we are seeing Cloudburst fight back a little here in this set. Jaxtru getting low again. He's gonna get the orb to heal up. Jaxtru notably, you know, he's known for being very taking a lot of risks and not evading, because he usually plays Atlas, so he's used to, you know, having that heal, and so I'm interested. Uh-oh, I think Rios is lagging now.
Yeah, looks like it.
Hopefully they haven't DC'd.
I mean, it's looking like that's DC moving to me, but good
that
respect.
does look like DC. Oh,
there
okay.
we go. But good respect coming out of TT Firebird rolling on that ball, meaning there's no like chaos energy farming as the 2 people try to knock the ball away from the goal. I think, yeah, in this moment, I'm trying to, I mean, now eyeballing these Awakenings, it does seem like Cloudburst in a bit of a tough spot. Looking at this, we've got Dubu, who's absolutely kitted out, has the mobility, has the wall every 20 seconds, has the cast to last, meaning that unless you're really on top of your rotates, he just rolls on the brawler and wins the interaction for free. Then we have Fast Saber, Big Kazan with prize fighter stacks. I mean, this is a team. This is a build. These are several builds that Texas Tech have assembled for themselves. So I think it's going to be a big uphill battle coming out of Cloudburst, but we'll see if Matt can try to win the midfield battle in a sort, I guess, a different way to Saber with all these blinks. I guess using abilities to be places rather than raw speed. And then Jax did pick up the Rampage, coming to that second grab with which it would be money if they're able to start seeing some more converge. So I think it's going to be definitely an uphill battle, but not beyond them.
Absolutely, and we see Rios has returned. Hopefully now the technical difficulties have subsided. They grab an orb for good measure. Alright, and now the play shall resume.
Do we have another Okay, Jaxtru is back. Okay, I was about to say
wait, oh god, okay. Alright, no more disconnects, everyone. Unless...
Okay.
I know they're on the Dallas server, so hopefully the Dallas server is doing just fine today.
Oh, so it's
All right,
home
hit
field
the core,
advantage for
Jax.
Texas Tech. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what part of Texas they're in, but functionally home.
Oh.
Whoa, crazy
Whoa,
interaction. That
whoa,
was
whoa.
there was some point in there where the core was moving crazy fast. Like I don't think I've ever seen the core move that fast. Then it bounced off the doobie wall and slowed down, but that was like an insane series of abilities there. I'm not even too sure what happened. But yeah, there we go. We are on to game point in this first game. Is Texas Tech able to land the plane? Looks like they're halfway towards doing so, securing that first barrier. Saber now being patient, waiting out all the abilities from the tandem of Jax and Matt, able to just walk this ball slowly up the field, winning these strike boards back to back to back. And the miss on the cage from Rios means the second barrier does fall. This is do or die type stuff. Matt managed to get in the mixer, but not quite enough. Good conversion by Saber there, slotting it just past Rios, who I guess was just about out of his range. And yeah, I think a pretty emphatic, I believe it was a 9-0 win, if I'm not mistaken. So Texas Tech definitely sending a strong message and angling themselves well for perhaps a first win on the spring 2026 season.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, well done by Texas Tech winning match one. Yeah, it looks if by the looks of the stats, it looks like they had just superior core control and superior damage. Um, yeah, lots of um, redirects by Saber especially. So Saber had very superior control over the midfield there, and also apparently scored most of the goals. So Saber. Not surprised to see them as the MVP. They're pretty competent on this Finny character. I wonder if they might choose to ban this character in the next match, which will be played on Gates of Obscura. Meow.
That's a scary one. I think especially if Firebird can get this Dubu again, potential to cause a world of hurt to anyone who dares pressure the corner, which unfortunately you kind of have to do on that map. But I think it will be interesting to see how the side of Cloudburst chooses to adapt. I think do they maybe do they maybe build more survivability? It seems like they were quite susceptible to getting hit with damage, especially Matt. And I think, yeah, part of that might be banning out the Fini, who's definitely oppressive on this map, given the potential to put that ult onto the middle barrier and take two of them during the duration of the ult if the defense is not dealt with clearly. So could be the angle. That said, I think a player of Saber's caliber probably has deep pockets. So we'll see how this match ends up shaping up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so a little bit of a insider information here. I did help Cloudburst warm up for this match, and we may have role played as Texas Tech to help them prepare. And we did play on Gates of Obscura. I was Saber. I was role playing as Saber. I did my best Finny impression, or my best Saber Finny impression. And so, I definitely showed them, Finny can be a little bit tricky on Gates, so I'm curious to see again if they're going to choose to decide to ban the Finny, or who did they ban for this one? I
They
don't
banned the
recall.
X. Cloudburst banned
Oh,
the
the
X,
X. Okay.
and the Atlas was banned by Texas Tech.
Right. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, Jack's True, known for, being an Atlas expert. So, yeah, he really likes the Atlas. He really likes to use the res on himself when he gets the damage, the ouchies. So, yeah, meow. We shall see how this match goes. I anticipate that the team comps may be pretty similar, at least on the side of Cloudburst. They have their comfort picks and they like them.
Yeah, we'll see. This time we have the side of wait, weren't they blue team last time, or am I mistaken?
I think the rules of CCL are different. So like I think
Okay.
the team that loses gets to pick side or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
In
Okay.
match 2, I think that's how it works. It looks like same bands are coming out.
Yeah,
Meow.
100%. Which, yeah, I mean, I guess the comfort picks being banned out from underneath their respective players, we're seeing almost, I think we'll probably see an exact repeat of the team comps. Both teams satisfied with their characters in the last match, just maybe hoping on the side of Cloudburst for a little better execution. We do see the Rasmus coming out instead of the Kazan. So again, another size demon, but of the different Clarion Corp variety this time around. So we'll see if Nitro Gaming is a jack of multiple trades. Yeah, we'll see how he does on this Rasmus.
Yeah, looks like it's a tempo swing Timeless Creator start. Timeless Creator going to be really powerful with Finny on the map here. Again, as you said, she can take both barriers with just one special if they're not careful. And tempo swing, I think Matt picking this up is a good idea, especially seeing the damage that came out last time. So hopefully this will help him have a little bit more survivability in this match. Meow.
Rios just struggling to find the out there, and some very good pressure coming out from Nitro Gaming. He does get the barrier for his troubles. Rios opted to expend the ult. The cage is just so massive with that Timeless Creator. Able to win that interaction very well, actually. Nitro Gaming still having abilities up their sleeve, though, so definitely going to pressure the issue further if they can work the ball through these portals. But Rios, once again, finding a smart clear, but almost getting called out, and eventually is getting called out by the unfortunate clear angle off of that little nib right there, which hits it right back into the path of Nitro Gaming, who taps it in quite easily for the first conversion of this set.
Evil Nib, meow.
Yeah, the
Next
evil
question.
nib. That is a goalie's worst nightmare. Interesting physics of that area of the map. You just got to deal with it. As they do appear to be dealing with the Cloudburst getting in offense, not able to convert though, and a little bit of a wayward secondary from Rios means the first barrier does fall. Nitro Gaming trying to make things happen eventually does. Crazy misdirection off of the death touch. Ultimately secures the second barrier, and Saber opting to expend the flip to guarantee that second goal, putting TTU into another really strong position to take this first set.
I think this Timeless Creator start is really favoring the side of Texas Tech here, and it's showing. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. Okay, well, Cloudburst manages to get the core out of the ult for now, but Dubu coming up with the soup and the primary, the what's it called, the rollout, and yeah, just
Summer Assault.
Texas Tech, the primary. It's
Oh,
called rollout, right?
that's yeah, just roll out. Yeah.
Rollout, yeah. Yeah, just yeah, a lot of creations on the side of Texas Tech, and they've just managed to maintain possession for the whole point there pretty much. You want to tell us about the draft?
Sure. Draft pretty self-explanatory. First pick coming onto that Rasmus. We have this interesting pickup by Mako though. This is so we're doing double
Oh
creation
my.
size ulti. I'm
Mm-hmm.
personally of the opinion that creation size is a bit of a debuff on Mako. Just because like usually you want to use cage to shut down an offense, but if your cage is the size of Texas, the offense is usually that
Well,
like
I
that you're
see what
not
you did
actually,
there.
me. But everything's bigger in Texas. But anyways, what I was gonna say is that generally, like, if your cage is so big, it just ends up including the thing you were trying to defend in the first place, like the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost
Right.
becomes kind of a useless ability, and save for kill pressure. But even then, it just becomes harder to avoid, or it becomes easier to avoid the components of the ult that actually do damage. So I think the double creation size, interesting pickup, especially given Super Surge was available, which you know how much Mako likes those Dash Rain's Awakenings. Rest of the draft, yeah, I mean, we're seeing Dubu picking up the prime time, which is pretty much what, yeah, that's bog standard. Dubu loves having logs, especially post-patch, now that they actually kind of function with the big asterisks around it. And yeah, size on Rasmus, I mean, very scary. So we'll see if they can capitalize off of this solid draft and perhaps a couple suspect drafts coming out from the side of this double creations Mako. But yeah, it does look like Nitro Gaming is doing work there in corner, but Rios, like, credit to Rios, is holding really well. It seems to be finding themselves in a lot of 2v1s and holding quite valiantly. But I mean, yeah, players of Nitro Gaming and Saber's quality eventually do find a way. That said, yeah, I think good effort being coming out on both teams as we approach this set point of the second set.
Mm-hmm. Rio's losing the first barrier here, but not to fear. There are two barriers on this map. Unfortunately, the second one goes down, but meow. Cloudburst now has an offense here going. Jackstrew using a creation of his
There we
own,
go.
and finally Cloudburst is able to open the goal gates of the side of Texas Tech. Meow. So what do you think they did differently that point that allowed them
I
to
think
make
that
some
was a
progress there?
I think Jack's True, that was really good ult value from Jack's True. One created, like, it was really well placed on the diagonal, cut off the out clear from TTU Firebird. Also ended up taking a solid portion of TTU Firebird's health bar, putting him in sort of perpetual stun. And so on the second or third time of asking, both barriers were able to be taken by the solo coming out of Jack's True. So it came down to just a really smart ultimate usage of the ultimate and getting into that position in the first place, which I think has been a struggle for the side of Cloudburst thus far. But yeah, it was a good secure of both barriers, and hopefully be looking to do more of that heading into this pivotal set. That's it. The size on the Rasmus and the pancakes on the Finny, two very solid pickups once again from the side of TTU. Rios with the hot shot, though, especially given the situations he's finding himself in, I think having more cooldowns to his name will be cash money. And as we said that, I mean, speaking of cooldowns, a cooldown brilliantly used by Jack's True to secure that first barrier. So we're now at one barrier apiece, but just my luck, I guess.
Yeah, and as we can see there, the gigantic what's it called? What's the old
Big
ensnare
finish.
drums? Oh,
Oh, and snare drums is
oh,
Mako's,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, the giant ensnare drums might have accidentally helped Texas Tech maintain, pressure in the corner on that point there. Meow. I do wonder if maybe perhaps part of the calculus on making that decision to take Manu was to deny Saber. Rios might have been concerned about having to play against a giant Finny ultimate, the big finish, big finish,
Big finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's value to that thought process, but I also think it, like, sure, you're stopping a good awakening, but you're also making, like, you're hurting yourself in the process, which I think I feel like you just let the really good thing get through and then pick whatever's next best on you to, like, force as equitable of a trade as possible. I feel like if Finny can just pick up something else and then you're actively weakening yourself to stop that Bist from getting through, it might not be the method. Speaking of methods, good methods of killing there, coming out from the side of Texas Tech, getting the kill onto just Matt Rios, once again with a good hold to negotiate around that big finish, granted at the expense of many abilities, meaning that the inventory is a bit light heading into this final interaction, which could prove so pivotal. And there we go, Saber with another good strike into roughly bottom corner, squeezing it just around Rios, who managing to secure, once again, I believe it was a 9-0 in favor of Texas Tech.
That sounds right to me, and once again, Saber MVP. Yeah, just very dominant performance here from Texas Tech. Again, I think, as we said, I think they just drafted really well in this match. They had the awakenings they needed, the awakenings that their characters like, and of course, as we said, the creations for their characters on this map are very, very strong at securing barriers and keeping the core contained in those tight corners. So yeah, Texas Tech had a pretty straightforward game plan, it looks like, and it worked out for them.
Yeah, I think good execution too. I think mechanically, Saber a very strong player, if I'm not mistaken. Peaks Chally, so that's worth something or other around these parts. So yeah, I think generally everywhere, I think making the show run in most cases. I mean, both of these games just able to dominate the redirects. Granted, Nitro Gaming up there in this specific case. But I think, yeah, always being omnipresent, getting goal contributions. We're seeing 8 on the board, meaning that they were involved in all but one of the goals in some capacity. So, very active midfielder. You love to see it. So, yeah, shout out Saber, and well done.
Yeah. Yeah, all those unactive midfielders, yeah, those noobs. I would never be like that. Anyway, we gotta talk about the most important stat here. Do you know what that is, Jiggle Supreme?
I would know. And Agent Rios
Um,
wins.
it's the orbs, of course, the orbs. A Cloudburst classic. Cloudburst, with Moth Honey on goalie, Moth Honey would always win on the orbs every single time, and it looks like Rios is continuing that tradition again, having the highest orb stat in the lobby. Yep, that's right, Purifies. ORBS. What does that spell?
Orbs.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Hooray. There we go.
Yeah.
I wish I tracked
Um,
my orbs on my spreadsheet. It'd be nice to know how many, like, what's my
oh.
what percentage of games I win orbs with, but I don't do that, unfortunately.
Hey, you should start, that's
I
a
should. It's
tradition
never too
around
late.
here. It's true, it's true. All right, well, guess that's the conclusion of CCL for this week. Uh, do we have any final thoughts to share?
Yeah, I think well played to Texas Tech, picking up what is a much needed first win on the season for the lads from down south. And yeah, I think valiant effort coming out of Cloudburst, and we'll see if they can start putting more pieces together next week and position themselves for a first victory, which they're still in the hunt for.
Yes, congrats to them. And I'm getting a note from our executive producer, Jatherine, that we are not ending the broadcast just yet. Oh, what do we? I don't know what's happening, but there's gonna be a surprise. Maybe a surprise interview with the Cloudburst squad, maybe,
Hey,
or
that'd be good. I'm
maybe
ready.
maybe Jatherine is gonna put us in a 1v1 and broadcast that. Oh no. Whatever will we do, boo? Oh, jump scare. Oh,
Whoa!
oh,
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 Whoa, there they
oh,
are.
jump scare. Oh, hello.
oh,
Hello.
Here
Hello.
are
well,
our athletes. Okay. Oh,
Oh,
we're
our
still on the air
athletes.
too.
We're
Okay. Is
on
this
the
a
air.
post-match interview? Is that what we're
It's
doing?
a post-match
uh,
interview. Yep, surprise. All right. Well,
hello.
you lead the charge, Jiggle Supreme.
I'm leading the charge. Okay.
Yup.
Sort of thing. Okay. Okay. So, let's think interviewer mode. Okay. Okay. I think so. Another tough but valiantly fought loss this week. I think. What are your first impressions coming off of that game? I think. What do you guys do? You think you did well, and what are the biggest areas for improvement heading into this next week?
Not sure. Like, I think I should be like more patient with because I do realize I'm releasing my abilities a bit too early, and also like getting my bounces like off the core more efficiently. But yeah,
Yeah, I think as goalie it's definitely tough, and I think I was thinking about this on the cast, but so you ended up taking Timeless and Manu in that last Gates of Obscura game. Was that a block onto, or was that a block
yeah, it
of
was
the
supposed to be a block.
Monumentals? Okay, yeah, that makes sense because we were thinking we were trying to consider what had happened there, but I think yeah, I think it did. It was an unfortunate like fall on your sword moment. Like, where do you give that to the big scary Fani, or do you take it to yourself? But I think it did mean you were probably not getting a lot of value out of that cage in the later sets just because it was so big. It ended up including the barrier you were trying to protect by the end of it.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think generally, pretty good performance altogether. I want to say, let's see, what is another good question to ask in the interview? I'm wondering. So, what do you think as a team your biggest area for improvement will be heading into the rest of the season?
I think
I'm not sure actually.
I think like overall passing. He thinks.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was pretty congested maps, especially night market. It is hard to hit rotates on night market if you're not like super locked in with your positioning. But I think rotations strong.
Nice.
Nazi, do you have any questions?
I think the viewers in the chat want you all to introduce yourselves. Some of them are meeting you for the very first time. So let's start with Rios. Just say hi and who you are, so they know who's who, as far as voices go.
Hello, I'm Rios. The last seasons from my junior year were pretty much I was Erasmus and Kai midfield, and for this season, since Matt graduated, taking place as goalie with Mako and Dubu.
Very nice. Jack's true. Jax. Oh, say hi to the people, please. They're begging ya.
Don't be nervous.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what, Matt? Do you... Oh God. Oh, he might have
I think
left.
Jax might have been having mic trouble too, because I couldn't hear
Oh,
him for a little bit there.
mic troubles. Okay. All right. Well,
I see.
well, Matt,
I
do
do
you
think that
want
is
to
true.
introduce yourself then?
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Estelle. Estelle.
What's your favorite thing about Estelle?
Um, I
Say
don't
she's
know.
tall.
She's tall. She does
Wow,
the
that's
stomp.
yeah. Oh yeah. I like the stomp. I like the yeah. That's a good one. That's a good yeah. You know what? I can't even pick what my favorite thing is about Estelle because I can't choose between tall and powerful. They're both good. They're both good. Such great qualities. Meow. People are having conspiracy theories in the chat. They also said that y'all should KO them more, apparently. Yeah, that was a tip from Feeding Kappa 123. What are your thoughts on doing more KOs?
Solid advice.
Yeah.
Style
Sounds like a
advice?
plan.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, we have some goals to work towards in this season then. Meow. There's too many conspiracy theories in the chat. Help, Jiggle Supreme, what do we do?
There's conspiracy. How many? There's only one conspiracy theory.
It's still one too
It's not a
many.
lot.
Oh, the boss
is
is here,
true.
the boss. Wow. Oh no, no conspiracy. There's no collusion. There's no collusion. There's no pizza. I mean, hey, back to you, Jiggle Supreme.
Back to me. Wow, you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
ping
what
ponging the
other?
core back to you. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You don't want to do that into a dupo. That's all I'll say.
Oh.
I'll just give it right back to you.
Oh God. Okay.
That's a lot.
Cyber swipe.
Well, Tofu Fortress. Okay, but anyways,
Oh.
okay. Yeah, I mean, what other orders of business are there? What other interview questions could we ask? We could crowdsource some interview questions.
Yeah, does the audience have questions for the squad here? I have one. How did you all survive midterms? Or have they not happened yet?
At least to Kutztown, they have not happened yet.
Oh, okay. But you will survive, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, if we don't hear from you again, we'll know why. We'll know why.
I survived 2 of mine today, but
Oh,
man,
fantastic.
my school is just not big enough to field an OS team. I guess no,
Alright,
that's a
time
lie.
to
'Cause it's only 3
transfer.
people. Yeah, I'm gonna enter the transfer portal for OS.
Yeah, transfer to Kutztown.
I gotta go to a D1 institution. No more D3 nonsense.
Yeah, D1 in Core Strike. Yeah.
There's
All right,
only
we
one
have.
D in Core Strike.
Oh, meow. Next question. We have some questions in the chat though. Purify says, "What is your favorite bookbinding technique?" Just Matt one. How do you like your books bound?
I like a hardcover book, but unfortunately, I'm too poor for this.
Oh, all right. We're gonna crowdsource the hardcover books for you, I guess.
Start a GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe for hardcover books for just Matt 1. All right. Terzed wants to know, what's your favorite number, Agent Rios 274?
274.
Whoa. Okay. Hopefully that's not your the 3 funny numbers on the back of your credit card. Let's hope not. All right. No one try it. Okay. It's not okay. All right. Favorite combo on your main? What does that mean? What does that mean, Jibble Supreme?
I think it's a combo. I think a combo. I think at least in the OS sense is a string of abilities that you can do without the person you hit them with being able to dodge or be actionable. Like they combo into each other.
I see. Well, I'll answer for Jack's True. Today we showed him the KO combo on Atlas, the secondary primary bop bop. So I think that's his favorite. Yeah. Oh, you were gonna say something, Jiggle Supreme?
Was I? I think my icon's just
Oh.
flashing because there's people in the hallway behind me being very loud at a communal
Oh.
study table.
I
So every
see.
so
Okay,
often my
those were
icon
the
flashes.
voices I was hearing. Okay, understood.
The voices.
Um,
No, they're the voices in my head.
Oh, those are the ones in your head. Wow,
They're
they
very
sure
loud.
are rowdy. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Purifice wants to know, what is your favorite orb flavor? Let's start with Agent Rios.
I would say it's lime.
Lime.
Lime's kind of like my
Okay.
favorite orb flavor.
Okay, Matt. What about you?
I like a
What
green
kind of
apple.
orbs? Green apple. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's what I heard, that the orbs are what orbs taste like, but evidently there's different flavors according to Purifice, who is also an orb connoisseur. Yeah, so he would know. He would know. All right. What other questions do we have? Favorite fries side dip. So what do you like to dip your French fries in? Matt, would you like to take this one?
Sure. Favorite one that I've had, probably went to this place. They had a black garlic aioli. And that was really good.
That sounds
Ooh.
divine. Oh my goodness. That's fancy. I want to try that. Rios, do you have a favorite French fry dip?
Not gonna lie, I usually like my French fries like the way it is, but if not, I would usually go for like honey mustard. And another
Okay.
thing that's weird about me is that I do like to, in some cases, I do like to dip my fries in frosty or like ice cream.
Oh, yes. I've heard that people do that, so I don't think it's that weird. I've heard people do that. I've never tried it myself. But
It's kind
I've
of like
heard
a
it's a
salty and
thing.
sweet flavor.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay. Are there any other questions here? Oh, Saber is in the chat. Do y'all have a message for Saber, your opponent from today, that Finny player? Anything you want to say to Saber?
GG's. I'm sorry. Again, sorry that my internet, like, I was not expecting that. Even I got jump scared by it.
Oh gosh, yeah, I haven't seen that before from you, so, but I'm glad you were able to come back into the match. Meow. Yes, GG's, Saber and team. Well fought. Congrats on your first win of the CCL Spring 2026 season. Meow. Alright, there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Saber says, all good, Nitro was struggling too. Yes, we did see. I don't know if it was a Dallas server issue, but yeah, a lot of people were having some connectivity issues in that match. Alright, is there anything else you want to add, Jiggle Supreme?
I was just gonna say, I admit, Dallas is usually the more stable of the central servers. So I don't know if it was it Dallas, or was it just people like having internet issues independently? I mean, I assume like Pennsylvania probably got hit by like a similar thing New England got hit with, where it's just like massive snowstorm of doom and despair. So maybe that's to blame.
Right. Did you all get like a snow day at all, or?
Yeah,
anything
they
like
canceled
that?
classes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I mean, unless you hate that, I don't know. Do we hate snow days
Well,
here?
You got to make up the work, so
That's
I mean,
true.
it depends on if you choose to be productive with your snow day or not. But you know, you can throw snowballs at people.
Oh. All right. Meow, you heard it here first, folks. Throw snowballs at people. That's right, team. All right. I wonder if our executive producer Jathrin would like us to keep talking, or is this a good place to wrap things up? I'm gonna listen carefully through my eyes.
Guys, don't do that.
I just did. Okay, well, we can't end the stream without our classic segment. Are you aware of what this is, Jiggle Supreme?
No, this is new to me. I'm a guest in your home.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you'll be tuning into more Cloudburst streams in the future so that you're in the know about these
Oh
things,
well,
all
I'm
right?
gonna become a
This is
knower
time.
here and now.
Okay, perfect. It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Say it with me, everyone. Even though you're all on a stream delay, meow. It's the Estelle trivia segment. Woo, yeah, woohoo. Okay, everyone. All right. This time, we're gonna ask the questions. Yeah, I'm not just gonna tell you the trivia. You're gonna have to tell me the trivia. Okay. So, what does Estelle's mother do for a living? What's her occupation? Does anyone
Wait,
know?
you were literally talking about this earlier.
I was talking about, yeah, in a different VC. Yes.
So I
Um,
want. Well, first of all, I might not remember correctly, but anyways, I'll leave it to someone else because I might just genuinely have the
okay.
answer.
All right. So anyone? I think I talked about her father, not her
Yeah,
mother.
you did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
All
Okay,
right.
so I don't know
Surely
actually.
someone out here knows. Surely, pizza chef. That's closer to what her father does. What would Estelle's mother do? Let's see if there's any Estelle knowers out there. Matt, do you know? You're an Estelle enjoyer, right?
I have no idea.
What would your guess be if you had to guess?
Did you read the lore?
Yeah, did you read the lore and the Team Frostfire origin story starring Estelle fanfiction written by Meowsy? Um,
No, I have not. I'll look into it.
oh, you'll look in. Okay, great.
Yeah.
You'll have extra homework to do over the spring break, I guess.
Oh, great.
Feeding Kappa 123 says a fork lifter. That's close, I guess. All right. I guess I'll just say it. Her dad makes the vegan aioli, is what Sandbag says. It's true, but that's not what her mother does for a living. He needs to learn how to answer the question that I asked. Okay. Anyway, what her mother does? She's an accountant. Yeah. Whoa. Lizard facts. Anyway,
is a lizard fact.
that concludes this week's segment of the Estelle trivia. Meow. Tune in next week for more fun Estelle trivia. Good night. I've been Meowsy, and these are my other colleagues, Jiggle
Yeah.
Supreme
Hello.
and Team Cloudburst. Meow. Good night, everyone. Everyone say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.